What's going on, everybody? This is yours truly, Mufasa Fashaw, with another episode of Alphacology. I thank everybody who actually listened to my podcast on Anchor, Alphacology. Appreciate it. And I'm gonna start hopping back on YouTube, man, and we're gonna get it in. All right. I'm gonna give y'all little tidbits that I came up with myself, and I'm gonna show you guys how to be the most alpha male version of yourself, fellas. The most alpha version of yourself, changing your mindset to think more like a king, all right, than a peasant. A lot of us be thinking like peasants, even soldiers. No, think like a king, man. That's all alpha mindset is. That's all alpha male energy is. Thinking like a king and making king-like decisions, royalty. All right, we want to think royalty. So the first quick thing you need to understand is you have to remove your emotions from your thoughts. All right. So once you remove your emotions from your thoughts, that don't make you an evil man. That just makes you a logical thinking man. And when you're trying to get to the top and you're trying to dominate your life and you're trying to be the best and most alpha cat you could be, you're going to have to do certain things like think logically. And here is one of the ways you're going to think logically that will get you to the top, to that next level of alphaness that you need, whether it be with your job, with your career, with your girl, with your homies, dominate with your finances, everything. If you haven't read this book, you need to start reading this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. All right. I'm not even here to promote that book, but in that book, it inspired me to make this video, and I'm going to label it Assets and Liabilities. And yo, as an alpha male, man, I'm going to be honest with you. You need to look at everything as either an asset or a liability, from your kids to your mama. Everybody and everything, from your job to your business. All right, let me give you a quick breakdown. If you don't know, assets are something that can make you money or gives you more opportunities to make money. An asset. All right, assets are usually like stocks, investment, businesses, something that can make you money while you're sleeping. Something that's going to help make your life easier. Liabilities, something that cost you money, and something that makes your life very hard. All right? And you could categorize the people in your life. They're either going to be an asset or a liability. There's no in between. And if you think it's an in between, you fooling yourself. You're thinking emotionally. So let's give you an example. I live by myself, take care, provide food, shelter in my home. Nice paintings, TV, entertainment, whatever I need in here. My parents, if their house were to ever burn down, guess what? I'll be able to bring them in. They can live here probably for as long as they want. Eat. They have food. They have shelter. They got TV, entertainment. My parents see me as an asset, not a liability. Let me give you another example. You got a chick, and she's out here, and every time you see the chick, you spending $200-$300. Y'all going on fancy dates in restaurants, and at the end of the night, she probably give you a little something, get intimate with you. Is that an asset or a liability? It is a liability. The chick a liability. She never put money in my pocket. She never put me on game. She never gave me new opportunities, new business leads, none of that. All she did was eat food and probably lay on her back for me. That is a liability, fellas. You got to understand, the more women in your life, 9 times out of 10, the more liabilities they are. Now, it does get to a point where if you got a nice rotation going and you know what you're doing with your alpha mindset and you know about assets and liabilities, You probably can make all the chicks you dealing with or your girl an asset. And we're going to get into that. I'm going to break some videos down on how to make your liabilities assets when it comes to people. And sometimes people are never going to be an asset. You're probably going to have to get rid of these liabilities. I'm just here to give y'all the information. You need to evaluate, sometimes weekly, monthly, weekly, even daily, if a person is going to be an asset in your life or a liability. All right? Children, for example. I got 2 daughters. If I raise them right, they raise good and they get their own house, their own place to stay. They pay all their bills. Guess what? I would consider them an asset. The only time I don't really consider kids liabilities because I feel like those are investments. Those are investments basically in yourself. Kids are an extended copy of you, an extended version of you. So in my mindset, alpha male thinking, to be the most alpha version of myself, I have to see certain people as investments. Your girl cannot be a liability. She could be an investment at the most. If you're living with a woman and she's a liability, that's on you. Move accordingly. All right? Liabilities are very easy. Hey, for example, you could get you a car and pay the payments and the insurance. It's a liability. But as soon as that car starts to pay for itself, it's an asset. How does a car pay for itself? Well, you could put it Uber, you could make a rental, you could do Turo, rent the car out. It starts paying for itself eventually. All right? That's what actually separate the alpha-minded men from the beta-minded men. They turn their liabilities into assets. And we'll get, like I said, I will start dropping knowledge on how to turn liabilities into assets later. But you got to understand, man, everybody in your life is a liability or an asset. The more liabilities you have, the more debt you're going to be in your life. The more trouble. And when I mean debt, I don't just mean debt as in you're getting in trouble, like you're losing money, but you could actually be losing safety. If you got a friend, every time you come around that friend, he ready to fight, he ready to go rob, shoot. You could end up either in debt or in jail. That's a liability. You understand? If I'm around the wrong crowd, guess what? That crowd is a liability. Be a leader, not a follower. If you know someone is a liability, why are you still dealing with them? If you want to still deal with them, you just got to understand the best thing you can do is try to turn them into an asset. And once you can't turn that person into an asset, you need to remove yourself. Assets and liabilities. Everybody, from your job, from your career, from your business, to the people in your life. Assets, liabilities. Even the environment you live in could be an asset or a liability. All right? That's what you got to understand. The car you drive, asset or is it an asset or a liability? That's the first thing you need to think. When things are going crazy and haywire in your life and you don't know why, you need to start evaluating what is an asset, what in my life is an asset, and what in my life is a liability. And I guarantee you, when your life is going crazy and you start to look at everything as assets and liabilities, you're going to point out the problem. You got to even look at yourself as an asset or a liability. Some days, I'm a liability to myself. I done been there. I done been out drinking with friends, got real crazy. I turned into a liability toward myself. I'm going to get myself in trouble. I'm going to make bad decisions. Make good decisions. Make decisions that are asset-minded decisions, people. All right? It ain't all about running game, trying to be a player, no. If that girl is a liability, get that girl out your face. I don't care how beautiful she is, how good she smell, pretty she looks, she got all the booty and the titties you need. I don't care. Is she an asset or a liability? Assets, liabilities. That's what we need to know, fellas. Every person I come in their life, I try to be an asset. Hey, I'm an asset. I'm gonna put you in a good. I might not give you money, but I'm gonna put you in a way to make you get an opportunity. I'm gonna teach you something. I'm gonna open your mind. Open your mind into thinking asset and a liability. You need to be asset and liability minded to be the most alpha version of yourself. That's all I got for y'all, man. It's been good. Mufasa Fast, y'all. Mr. Alphacology himself. Remember, this is not tea. It's protein. Peace out.